fly ball down the right field line that lands 4 feet foul beyond first base. When do you make the call? When it lands, what do you make the call? Yep, hands up and vocalize it. Foul! And if it's 4 feet foul, that's probably enough. Everybody's going to be able to see it. If it's 4 inches, foul! 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 I want to make sure the play stops because the kid is going to be excited. I got to hit down the right field line. And they're still going to be running. You got to get them to stop. Does that make sense? Any ground ball that hits first or third base, what's the call? Fair. And literally you just point. When do you make that call? When it hits the base.
As soon as it touches that base. Yep. Good job.
And it can go foul. It has not happened here. I've had it happen one time in high school. A ball hit the corner of third base and bounced in the dugout. Where does that base runner end up? Second base.
Okay, I've got one, and I have had this happen. Little pop fly. Ball hits right here. Has backspin on it. Rolls out right here.
It's fair territory past the base.
Yep, I've had 3 people that I've seen do it. That is all correct. Again, as soon as the ball touches the ground past the base is your determination. What happens with the ball at that point in time doesn't matter where it goes. It touched in fair territory past the base. It spun backwards, came this way. That is still a fair ball. That is one of those that is nasty, but I've had it. It's where that ball hits and not where it ends up.
One of the things that I don't want you to do is make that call too quickly. If the ball hasn't landed yet, how's the home plate umpire going to look when that happens and the home plate umpire is right here saying, foul, foul, foul? What's the call? It's foul. The ball is dead the first time I say foul and raise my hands. We're done. Doesn't matter where it ends up, you're probably going to get chewed on. Okay?
Okay, you want to know the result of that? I screwed that up. I called that a foul ball. But I was loud and I was confident. Did anybody question what I did? No, because I was loud and confident in what I did. I realized later that I messed it up, so I know to correct it for the next time. But nobody questioned a thing I said because I was confident in what I did. Okay? Confident, confident, confident.
Listen to this setup. Little pop fly between home plate and the pitcher. It lands in fair territory right here, but has a crazy amount of backspin and literally ends up hopping over here. What's the call? Foul ball. Foul ball. When is it a foul ball? In that situation, when it crosses the baseline, it hit fair. Is that the time for the call? It is not. If a player touches it, it is the time for the call. So if the pitcher comes in and it just tips the end of his or her mitt, that's when you call fair or foul. And that would be fair in that situation. The catcher and the pitcher both reach for this, but neither one of them touch it, and it spins foul. The correct call is foul. In the event that ball hits fair, bounces up, and it hits the pitcher's mitt, what's the call? Right here is where it happens. Little blooper. Say it again. It's fair. He touched it in fair territory. Everybody understand? And I'm running through these because these will happen. In the event we have a batted ball, base runner on first, base runner takes off, and the batted ground ball hits that runner advancing from first to second. You're right. Why? It's a ball. It's a live ball. It's a fair ball. And if a batted live fair ball hits a base runner, that base runner is out. Everybody understand?
Well, let's be clear on that. That's a scenario. Are they always out?
Well, in this situation, we don't have fielders in front of them. Chuck's bringing up a good point, because if this happens to be the end of the game and a fielder has a legitimate chance at fielding that ball, that base runner is protected at the time the fielder has the opportunity to make that play. So in that situation, they wouldn't be out. I was imagining a normal, and I didn't say it very well, but a normal position where the defensive players are playing behind the baseline, okay, where there's not that issue.
So
happening.
to clarify, if an infielder, not counting the pitcher, if an infielder has an opportunity to make a play on that ball and it hits the base runner is out. If the infielder does not have an opportunity to make a play on the ball and it hits the base runner, that is a live ball. It's whether that fielder, and it depends on where they're playing, up, back, if they have a huge gap in the middle, if they wouldn't have got to that ball because they were shifted way over for some silly reason, and they don't have a chance to make a play on the ball, that is still a live ball. If the infielder has a chance to make the play on the ball, then they're out.
Batter fouls the ball straight back over the backstop. Foul. And I don't make a big deal. I like the calm in your voice. You still got to make the call. You still got to send the signal. You don't have to be dramatic. In fact, you're going to look silly if that happens and you go, foul, foul, foul. Did you jump? Okay, good for you.
She's good. She got her earplugs in today.
In the event a ball is fouled off, right-handed batter, and it hits the fence over beside the on-deck circle, what's your call? Foul ball. Foul ball. And don't make a big deal about that. Everybody can see that. Everybody can see that. When it's close, when it's a close proximity play or a close timing play, that's when you really want to be emphatic about making sure that you're communicating well and getting everybody on the same page. What have I missed that I ought to cover in those different scenarios?
Fair. Well, what do you have, Antonio?
We had one last year where the ball hit the fence and it fell into the catcher's glove.
Good. So, really high. And I'm going to say this is the fence for purposes here. It skims the fence here, doesn't clank off of it, just comes straight down and skims it, and the catcher catches it. What is your call? Why? Because it hit something, right? It hit something before the catcher caught it. Great. Lots of people with hands over here. Right call. It touched something. That is foul.
We're going to touch base on this, but I'm going to touch this as the last one, then we're moving to base mechanics. Many of the newer umpires are going to have a chance to work machine pitch. There's going to be a bucket and the machine inside a circle at the pitcher's mound.
And a coach.
And a coach, yep, that's actually going to trigger it. Talking about, to start with, the bucket and the machine, what does an umpire do if a batted ball hits the machine or hits the bucket?
Dead ball.
Dead ball. And what do you do with the batter that hit that ball? First base. That makes sense to everybody? Want to be consistent with that.
Put the ball in play, but they hit the machine or the bucket.
Yep, that's correct. If it hits the coach that is operating the machine, what do you do? And? Be a little bit of a stinker.
Same thing, it's take fix.
Did you say batted ball hit the coach?
Yep. Let's wait to the age-specific rules because that's in there. I'm going to make you simmer a little bit, okay? There are some funky rules that are different from age division to age division. So, told you we're going to migrate to the base umpire. Where does the base umpire start the play if there's no runners on base?
All right, if we're going to migrate to base stuff,
Can
you guys all shift over here and I'll start. Take your chairs and your stuff, and you guys are good for now.
Just
you guys
scoot
are good
back.
for now. I just want these guys over here. Yeah.
Chuck's going to be the base umpire. Where does he start the play?
I'm going to use this line as my outfield grass.
Is he in a good position? Nobody on base. You always ought to be in foul territory. Why?
So if the ball hits you, jump.
That's exactly right. You want to be out of the way and you want to be moving. Michelle made mention of this, and it's true. You want to have your eyes on the ball because the ball is always going to take you to the play, and you want to have your chest square to where the ball is as well. Okay? So we have a batter, and the batter grounds the ball to the shortstop. What is the base umpire's correct move in that situation? He's going to come in fair territory. He's going to be, let's say, 15 feet, 20 feet. You don't want to get hit by the ball. You don't want to be in the path of the throw, but you want to be in a position, because what I'm going to ask you to do is look at the base so you know when the base runner gets there. You can verify that the first baseman still has contact with the base, and then you listen for the ball to hit the mitt when the throw is made. Everybody follow? Eyes on feet, 2 feet, one the runner, one the fielder, and then you're listening for the throw. You want to be in fair territory, though. You don't want to just stand back there in foul territory like a bump on a log, because what could happen here at first that would actually require Chuck as the base umpire to move again? Do that again?
They start running to second.
Yeah, they start turning to second. Who's got the call at second? Volunteer Chuck, because he's the only guy that's going to do it. And in that situation, I'm probably going to stay outside the baseline, even though I'm a baseball guy. I love to be on the inside of the infield because you have a better view. In this situation, you're not going to be able to do that. You're just going to have to boogie down the line to get in a position where you can make that call at second.
An overthrow, or they just continue to run. You don't have time to get in front out there because you want to be even with them or in front of. If you get behind them, if you come in here like you should on a ball hit to the outfield, but if you get here and you're behind them, you can't see the hands, the feet at the base if the ball comes in for a quick tag. If you stay out and are running parallel with them, hopefully you can get ahead of them. If you're slow like me, sometimes that struggles, but you can get up here, stop yourself, and you can still see the hand in the base or the foot in the base as a throw comes in.
Where did Chuck stop as he was moving towards second as that runner was advancing? And why? That's exactly right. I want to see the front edge of that base. It won't happen every time. There'll be instances where the slide reaches around, but 9 times out of 10, the front edge of second base is where the action and the decision is going to have to be made. I want to be able to see that. I don't want to be in the way of the throw. I don't want to be in the way of the runner, but I want to be able to see the front edge of that base where the call is going to be made. I'm also, how's this a position, Jason, for making a call at second base if this was a live diamond? Not very good. Why?
Because you ain't going to see everything.
I'm not going to see everything because I'm too stinking close. If this is a real diamond, I'm literally going to be here, distance-wise, 10, 12, 15 feet away, angle over distance. You heard me say that earlier, right? This is an example of that. I want to be able to see that front edge. I want to be stable. I want to be able to see the play as it's made and then make it accordingly. If I'm here and there's a throw coming from first base, you know what I've just put myself at risk of?
Line of fire.
Yeah, I'm going to get hit in the back of the head. And in fact, Michelle, what's wrong with this position? Don't you do it. Yeah, Chuck is behind me. Where's my chest at? She made this comment earlier. I'm in a crappy position. I don't know where the ball is. And you heard me say, because I knew what Chuck was going to do because he's a dirty dog. That's just the way it is. In that situation, though, you want to be far enough away where you have the angle, but you're not in the way. I hate to tell you this. You probably know. If you get hit in the back of the head with a baseball or a softball, even when a kid's throwing it, Chuck, what happens?
It hurts.
It hurts.
Hurts.
Don't do that.